All right, guys, how big a bait is too big a bait? Well, we're gonna find out today. I've got a Santee rig here with a Carolina Dragon weight on it. I got a big float on here and an 8/0 Gamakatsu hook. I'm gonna put out a big bait. I'm talking big. It's a big old chunk of bait. That right there is a big old chunk of gizzard. We're gonna hook it here. First thing we're gonna do, we're gonna find out if this float will float this bait up. What I tell people to do is to drop the float and the bait in the water, not the sinker, just the float and the bait, and see if that float will keep it up on top of the water. Let's look. Yep, that float will float that bait. Again, all you're gonna do is drop that bait in with just the float. Don't let the sinker go down. Give it some slack. And yep, it's floating it. Now, we're gonna get these babies chunked out behind the boat. I'm gonna run this one straight out the back. Remember, it's on the purple reel. These other rods, I'm gonna put out some smaller baits just to see what's in here and see if a bigger fish prefers that big bait. These here are a little more normal sized pieces of bait. Through there, get that scale off. Chunk these out on some planer boards out the side. That's me right there. Those onto there, hook them up, get them in the water. Boom. My plan is just to cover some water today, see where the fish are, try out these bigger baits. I've got another big one over here. Probably gonna need a bigger float. I gotta see if I got a big float big enough to suspend this chunk of bait. We're gonna get it out there. Tell you what we'll do. I got one of these rattling shads from Hooker's Terminal Tackle. We'll put one of those out. This is not a super huge bait, but it's a pretty decent sized one. We got a big enough hook for it. I'm gonna roll this into this area, get that scale out of the way. Boom, down there, see that scale? There we go, big old piece of bait. All right, I dropped that float in. That float is suspending it, so we're good there. Get that baby out there in the water. Put this on a board on this side. We'll get out two more smaller baits on the inside planer boards. And we'll be fishing. That, my friends, is an eating fish. Outside planer board hooked up. Sir, yes sir. Finally, man, I've dragged a lot of water today. Trying to hook into one. Is he coming at the boat? Yeah, he was. There he is, there he is, there he is. I don't think this is the big bait. I know the big bait's on this purple reel. It seemed like I put it, oh, it's on this other one right beside it. Not a big bait, one of the small baits. Great conditions out here today. We had a little bit of rain this morning. I slept in. Actually, I didn't sleep in. I actually stayed in and edited a video and decided to come out after the little rain let up. Not that I'm not suited for it, but I'll save all that enthusiasm for a good day. But got out here, the clouds opened up. We got some sun coming out. Beautiful spring day, a little bit of a breeze, just enough to keep the boat drifting along with the small drift sock. And I got a fish. He hit it like a big one. He don't feel big now though. Let's see what we got here. Another thing, my net wet. Let's see where he is at. All shad today, folks, all shad. Trying to catch some perch, actually got a perch rod. I pulled up just now. Oh, there he is, there he is, there he is. Oh, good looking fish, good looking fish. Good looking blue cat, heck yeah. That's a good one. Heck yeah, dude. Nice one. Get my rig wrap fish grippers. Boom. Look at there, guys. A relatively small piece of bait. Not one of the bigger baits by any means today. Stop. Good blue cat. Nice springtime fish. Nice job. Heck yeah. Take them all day long, won't we? Let's get it back alive. He gone. Oh, guys, we got one taking a big bait. We got one going with the big bait. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There we go. There we go. This is one of the big ones. This was the big gut pocket that we put on. The one right beside it has the big head. This one has the gut pocket. Heck yeah. Let's see how big it is. Let's see how big it is. See what we got here. See if it stays buttoned up. There we go. Heck yeah, man. Springtime catfish. I love it. Let's see what we got here. This planer board off. Whoa, Jack, don't drop the rod. Bad thing. Keep pinching on it with your hand. That's the way you lose a fish right there, guys. That is how you lose a fish. Now, generally, my rule of thumb is if for some reason like that, you get some slack in the line, like some cat and error like that, reel back up slowly on the fish. Don't reel up fast. Dude, that one could be going too. Let's see what we got here. Get him up here into the net. Now, this is the Big Cat Fever trolling rod. Ooh, eat it, baby. I got a couple of these on here. I don't know why I put the smaller bait on these. These are the lighter action rod. The other ones are the regular Big Cat Fever rods, medium action. These are actually medium light, a little bit lighter rod. Ooh, he's feisty. Don't know how big he is, but he's feisty. We'll take feisty all day long. I don't know if this other one hooked up or not. There he is. Look there. There he is. That's a good fish eating a big bait. I'll be honest with you, I think he's a tad smaller than the last fish. Yep. I don't know. He's probably about the same size. Oh, I was wrong. That is a small bait. Oh no. Oh no, it was a small bait. Again, I know that one's got a big bait on it. I guess we'll see when we bring them in. But again, a very small bait, relatively small for a fish this size. A nice fish, mid-teens. Good fishing. We'll take them fish all day long, folks. All day long. Got some mud on them. Mud sticking to the sides. Don't know what's up with that. They eating right now, though. That's what matters. Get him back alive. Shoot, he gone. All right, guys, so interesting factoid. There's that big centerpiece right there. I just reeled in that outer planer board that got hit, and that is the bait that was on it. That actually had the big one. Important point there that may have come into play. We'll get to that in a second. Let me get this bait back out. So, guys, there's something else that can come into play. The fish can't eat your bait. It could have been a situation where that was a smaller fish, couldn't get that entire bait into his mouth, and we didn't hook up. You know, like I said there, while I was fighting that one fish, that ended up hitting a smaller bait. I thought that was the rod. You know, you can eliminate some fish. That's one of the downsides to using big bait. Again, if you're okay with that, that's fine. But if you're catching fish and wondering why you're not getting hooked up and why you're losing fish and why they're not taking the bait and they pick it up, but it may be too big for them. Plain and simple. I get that question all the time. I'm like, well, how big a bait you using? If you're using big baits, you know, you're gonna have fish that can't eat it, plain and simple. Now, sometimes you'll be shocked and you'll get some little bitty fish trying to choke down a big piece of bait, but you know, that's might have been what happened there. It's just that fish could not eat that bait. He was able to pick it up, grab it by the backside, couldn't spin it around and get in his mouth, and we didn't catch it. So not the end of the world. It goes on. We got 6 rods out. 2 of them have big baits. The other 4 have small baits, and so far those other 4 have caught all the fish. All right, guys, got a bite on one. Hooked up, baby, hooked up. Pull that thing, pull it, baby. Oh yeah, good loose drag. About 8 pounds of drag, 30-pound Andy line. This here is old PC Fun reel. Heck yeah. One of the first people that approached the channel after I started it. The reel's still working. I would guess 5 years old. I mean, it's so used so much, it's the anodizing starting to get sun stained. I've used it a long time is what it comes down to. Caught a lot of fish on it. Let me get this perch rod out of the way. Now, some of y'all have asked, why don't you reel all your rods in when you hook a fish? Well, obviously it's too many. With the spread we've got with planer boards, you can work around all this stuff pretty easy. There's a little bit of juggling here with like some of this, but it's very doable. No need to reel in a bunch of stuff. When you're anchored, sometimes it's good to do that, but here you don't need to. It's like somewhat of a mystery as to which one of these rods has the big bait. I lost track of it. Could be this one. All right, this is another one I know is on a small bait. We know that the one had the big body chunk. The purple one has the big giant head on it. This one of the smaller baits, again, we're catching fish on it. They're just not hitting those big baits. Shook in a net. We are on them. Take a look at him. Another one in the teens. Again, there it is, guys. I'll show it to you real quick. A relatively small chunk of bait. I'm actually gonna rehook it and put it back out there. If it's catching fish, I use it. There it is. That is not a big piece of bait. It's not a giant fish, but it's a good fish nonetheless. Probably 13 pounds. Good fish, good catch. Eating the shad. Nobody wants to eat the big piece. Get this one back alive. And there he goes, there he goes, there he goes. There's a fish on that thing swimming off. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, he's awake. I was sitting there looking at my phone and I thought I heard a cat growling. And it was the line getting sucked off of this reel. Nice sound to hear, nice sound to hear. Coming at the boat, coming at the boat. Decided to vary it up a little bit. Try anchoring for a little bit with some of the bigger baits. Put out some fresh ones. Big head, big body chunk. I don't know which one this is, to be honest. Actually, I know the head's on that purple one, but I think this is a small piece here. So we got, who we getting here? Come on, fella. Oh, I see slime. I see a fish. Oh yeah, biggest one of the day. Oh, heck yeah. Big old fat mama. One in the 20s. There we go. There's the bait right there. Not super small, not super big. Heck yeah. Old bite mark on that one. Show you here in a second. I'll the line off of it. Heck yeah. A bite mark back there on the tail. Little pre-spawn loving going on. About a 20-pound fish. Nice, nice, nice. I'll show you that bait in a second. We'll talk about that. Good fish. Let's get it back alive. Shoot. There you go. Yeah, guys, here's the rig. This old Santee rig. It's about a 5/0 hook. Just a relatively, I mean, it's not small bait, but it's not big bait either. There it is. That's I think a 5/0 hook. Santee rig. Got a black peg float on there, colored with the Sharpie. Carolina Lake weights on there. I believe that one 2 ounces, 3 ounces, I'm sorry. Fishing them on the bottom here. Yeah, it's nothing's eating the big bait. Don't know why. Don't know why. Something's up with it. May just be the baits are too big for the fish. I don't know. I always say if you're going to use big baits and you can fish with multiple rods, mix it up. You know, who knows? We wouldn't have caught a fish today. Or at least maybe not. If we would have had all big baits out, we wouldn't have caught a fish. Every one of them has been on some of the smaller to medium-sized baits. None of the super big ones got hit. Well, one got hit, but we didn't get hooked up on it. So that can be the downside. The plus, the positive that I alluded to earlier is big baits put out a lot of scent. There is a lot of scent dispersion from a big bait. That is the one thing you will get out of it, one of the positives. So take it for what it's worth. Use them if you want to, but after seeing what you saw today, don't feel like you have to. I think we may have one. Yep, boom, he is there. I thought I seen the line moving. It just didn't swim off with it. Let's see if it's a catfish. I don't know what it is. Hopefully it ain't a turtle. No, it's looks like a fish. Looks like it's wrapped. Don't know. God. Oh, finally, a small one. On a small bait, believe it or not. Yep, there he is. An eater size one. This is what I would expect to catch on the smaller baits. But man, that's what you would expect to catch on a bait that size. But that's the smallest fish we've had all day. Look at that. It's about a 4/0 hook. It might have smashed into the peg float at some point there. Maybe that's what all that line movement was. Who knows? Good fishing, guys. Boy, this one is coming at the boat. Got him. That one hit it and came right at me. Sometimes that'll happen. It's another small fish. A small one. We're happy to be here. Is he gonna lift in? Yep. Oh, into the gunnel. Oh, bad idea. Okay. Another eater. Hitting that small lure piece of bait. Pretty little blue cat out here chasing some shad. Eating a big little bait. Where's the big bait fish? Where are they at? Back alive.